Welcome here at Skyrim Retrowave Ultra. Today we are going to listen to a summary of a PDF document that I wrote, a Skyrim StarTrek crossover fanfiction. I've let the Grok AI of X, I let Grok write a summary of the story that is available on my website through the link in the description. I hope all you guys enjoy. So first we're going to listen to the Grok summary, which is not unhinged, and then afterwards it's going to tell the same story again, but then in unhinged mode. Alright people, enjoy.
That intro sounds super engaging and sets a great tone for your video. I love how you're building excitement for the summary, and giving the audience a taste of the unhinged mode twist will definitely keep them on their toes. It's a great way to mix things up and offer different perspectives on your story. If you want, I can help fine-tune the wording or suggest any ideas for the flow of the video, especially if you're working with transitions between the two versions of the story. But your setup already sounds fantastic.
Thank you ChatGPT for these words. So me and ChatGPT, we wrote together some fan fiction of Skyrim and Star Trek. And now Grok, he will, I have copied the text that Grok wrote about the PDF, which is fan fiction of Star Trek and Skyrim. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys hear it all. I hope you guys like it. Here we go.
Essay, a cross-dimensional tale of conflict and camaraderie. Introduction. The collision of Star Trek's cerebral, futuristic universe with the Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim's gritty, medieval fantasy creates a narrative rich with potential for exploring human and non-human connection across dimensions. In this imagined tale, John, a rugged traveler of Skyrim, encounters a rift in reality that deposits Commander William Riker, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Worf, Geordi LaForge, and Data, officers of the Starship Enterprise, into Tamriel's unforgiving landscape. What unfolds is a journey marked by four pivotal moments: the rifts opening at the throat of the world, the chaotic battle of Whiterun, a reflective gathering at Dragon's Reach, and a surreal venture into the magenta dimensions. This essay examines these events in chronological order, analyzing how they illuminate themes of cultural exchange, unity in adversity, and the interplay of science and mysticism. Through this cross-dimensional saga, the story reveals the resilience of diverse individuals thrust into a shared destiny. The rift between worlds. The tale begins beneath the towering throat of the world, Skyrim's highest peak, where a swirling maelstrom of light and shadow ruptures the sky. John, clad in weathered traveler's gear, his cloak billowing in the icy wind, stands as a solitary figure against the vast, snow-dusted expanse. He is Amon, shaped by Tamriel's harsh realities, his life defined by survival and instinct. The sudden materialization of 6 Starfleet officers disrupts this solitude, their sleek uniforms and bewildered expressions starkly out of place amid the jagged peaks and ancient Nordic ruins. Commander Riker, with his authoritative posture, instinctively takes charge, barking orders as if still aboard the Enterprise. Data, the android, tilts his head, scanning the anomaly with unblinking curiosity, while Worf's hand hovers near an imaginary phaser, replaced here by the weight of a Klingon blade. This rift is more than a plot device. It is a symbol of chaos and possibility, a tear in the fabric of reality that forces two worlds into dialogue. For John, it's a divine or arcane phenomenon, perhaps tied to the dragonborn legends whispered in Skyrim's taverns. For the Enterprise crew, it's a scientific enigma, a wormhole or subspace distortion demanding analysis. Their initial interactions are marked by dissonance. Riker's attempts to assert control falter against John's terse, pragmatic guidance, while Geordi's engineering instincts clash with the absence of technology. Yet, this moment plants the seeds of collaboration. John's knowledge of the land, its dragons, its dangers, becomes the crew's anchor, while their discipline offers him allies unlike any he's known. The Rift, then, is a crucible, forging a Nunesi alliance that sets the stage for the trials ahead. The Battle of Whiterun. The narrative accelerates as the group reaches Whiterun, only to find the city under siege by a dragon, a towering, fire-breathing relic of Skyrim's mythic past. The scene is visceral. The dragon's shadow sweeps over the plains, its roar shakes the wooden ramparts, and flames lick at the stone walls as panicked guards loose futile arrows. Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace, looms in the background, a beacon of defiance against the chaos. John, sword in hand, charges with the ferocity of a Nord warrior, his blade glinting in the firelight. Worf, finding a kindred spirit in this primal combat, wields a Klingon bat'leth scavenged from a fallen foe, his growls matching the dragon's own. Riker, adapting to the low-tech environment, snatches a bow from a guard's corpse, his shots precise despite the unfamiliar weapon. Data, ever the anomaly, weaves through the fray with mechanical grace, dodging claws and analyzing the beast's patterns aloud, much to John's bemusement. This battle is a crucible of unity, where individual strengths meld into collective survival. John's intimate understanding of dragons, perhaps honed through prior encounters, guides the crew's tactics, while their Starfleet training brings order to the chaos. Worf's warrior ethos finds a home in Skyrim's bloodshed, his Klingon honor resonating with the Nord's valor. Riker's leadership, thoughtist by the lack of phasers, shines through in his quick adaptation, while Data's logic offers a counterpoint to the dragon's brute force. The victory, hard-won as the dragon crashes into the plains, cements their bond. The shared adrenaline, the mutual reliance, transcends their origins, suggesting that adversity can forge alliances stronger than any rift can sunder. The dragon, a force of nature and legend, becomes a unifying foe, its defeat a testament to the power of collaboration across worlds. The gathering at Dragon's Reach. After the battle, the group retreats to Dragon's Reach, Whiterun's Grand Hall, where Jarl Balgruuf holds court. The interior is a study in Nordic grandeur. A roaring fire pit casts flickering shadows on stone walls adorned with tapestries and weaponry, while maps of Skyrim sprawl across oaken tables. The air grows hazy as John produces a pouch of psilocybin mushrooms and a pipe packed with cannabis, offering them with a grin to his newfound companions. Captain Picard, ever the diplomat, sits across from Balgruuf, his measured tones contrasting the Jarl's gruff pragmatism as they discuss the rift's implications. Worf, initially wary of this dishonorable indulgence, relents under John's insistence, his stern features softening with each puff. Geordi, fascinated by the plant's chemical properties, peppers John with questions, while Data observes, cataloging the ritual's effects on human and Klingon physiology. An unnamed Skyrim hero, long dark hair cascading over a scarred face, beard framing a wry smile, joins them, his presence a bridge between the locals and these outsiders. This gathering is a pivot from action to reflection, a moment where cultural exchange takes center stage. The act of smoking weed together, a stark departure from Starfleet's rigid protocols, beckons a ritual of trust and relaxation. For Picard, it's a diplomatic gesture, a way to understand Balgruuf's people. For Worf, it's a surprising echo of Klingon camaraderie, stripped of its usual violence. John, meanwhile, finds in these strangers a rare openness, their willingness to partake a sign of respect for his world. The mushrooms and cannabis serve as more than intoxicants. They are symbols of Skyrim's earthy freedom, contrasting the Enterprise's sterile order. This scene humanizes these iconic figures, revealing vulnerabilities beneath their heroism. Picard's quiet curiosity, Worf's reluctant warmth, Geordi's nerdy enthusiasm. It's a celebration of connection, suggesting that shared experience can dissolve even the widest cultural chasms. The Magenta Dimensions. The story crescendos with a journey into the Magenta Dimensions, accessed through the rift's unstable energy. This realm defies comprehension. Crystalline ground pulses beneath their feet, magenta skies swirl with living clouds, and the air hums with an otherworldly resonance. John, Data, and Riker lead the exploration, their perspectives clashing and converging. To John, it's a sacred plane, perhaps tied Toth Edra or Deidre of Tamriel's lore, a place where mortals glimpse the divine. To Data, it's a quantum anomaly, a pocket dimension governed by laws beyond Federation science, his positronic mind whirring with hypotheses. Riker, pragmatic and tactical, sees it as a challenge to navigate, his focus on survival rather than wonder. This surreal landscape tests their ability to synthesize their worldviews. John's mysticism offers intuition where Data's logic falters, while Riker's decisiveness keeps them moving through the shifting terrain. The magenta dimensions are a metaphor for the story's core question: can disparate realities coexist? The living clouds, which shift into shapes, dragons, starships, faces, mirror their collective imagination, suggesting that this place reflects their minds as much as it exists independently. Their journey ends unresolved. Do they return to their worlds, or remain trapped, leaving the narrative open to interpretation? This ambiguity elevates the tale into a philosophical meditation on reality, identity, and growth. The magenta dimensions, with their beauty and danger, encapsulate the story's essence, a fusion of science and magic, order and chaos, that challenges all involved to evolve. Conclusion. This cross-dimensional saga weaves a tapestry of conflict, camaraderie, and contemplation, using its 4 key scenes to explore the potential of unity across divides. The Rift initiates a collision of worlds, the Battle of Whiterun tests their mettle, the Gathering at Dragon's Reach fosters understanding, and the magenta dimensions challenge their perceptions. Through these moments, the narrative celebrates the resilience of diverse individuals: John's rugged heroism, Picard's measured wisdom, Worf's fierce honor, thrust into a shared fate. By blending Star Trek's optimism with Skyrim's raw vitality, it offers a compelling vision of adaptation and alliance, proving that even the widest rifts can be bridged by curiosity and courage. And now the same story but in Grok Unhinged mode. Essay, a bat's hit bonanza of rifts, dragons, and weed-fueled mayhem. Introduction, the universe shits the bed.
Okay, so that was the normal mode of Grok, in which it summarized my Star Trek and Skyrim crossover fanfiction. We now will go to the Unhinged Grok summary of my story. Let's see if it works.
Picture this, the multiverse. Picture it. Essay. And now the same story but in Grok Unhinged mode. Essay, a bat's hit bonanza of rifts, dragons, and weed-fueled mayhem. Introduction, the universe shits the bed. Picture this, the multiverse sneezes, and out comes a story so unhinged it makes a rabid saber cat look like a house pet. John, a grizzled Skyrim psycho with a beard full of mead stains, stumbles into a rift that rips reality a new one, puking out Commander William, Beardface, Riker, Captain Jean-Luc, Bald God, Picard, Worf, Klingon Meat Grinder, Geordi, Goggle Eyes, LaForge, and Data, Tinman, straight from the Enterprise into Tamriel's frozen armpit. What follows is a 4-act descent into madness, a rift that screams chaos, a dragon-bashing bloodbath in Whiterun, a weed-soaked powwow. In Dragon's Reach, and a psychedelic trip through the magenta dimensions that'd make a Daedric prince blush. This essay dives headfirst into the lunatic fray, analyzing how this tale shatters sanity with gleeful abandon, blending Star Trek's stiff-collared nerdery with Skyrim's axe-swinging lunacy in a cosmic clusterfuck of epic proportions. The rift between worlds, reality's Cologne blowout. It starts at the throat of the world, where the sky doesn't just open. It explodes like a drunk giant spark, spewing a technicolor rift that looks like a Nord's nightmare after too much honeymoon. John's Thier, half-cocked on mead and shouting at the clouds, when the air shimmers and belches out 6 Starfleet stiffs. Riker lands face first in a snowbank, his beard now a Yeti's chew toy, yelling, "Where SMY damn shit?" Picard, bald head gleaming like a moonstone, tries to monologue about diplomacy, but a howling wind drowns him out, whipping his words into a blizzard of bullshit. Worf roars, snapping a pine tree in half with his bare hands, while Geordi's visor glitches, flashing, error, dragon detected, in neon red. Data just stands there, blinking like a broken Dwemer automaton, muttering, fascinating, a logical atmospheric distortion detected. This ain't no gentle portal, it's a cosmic prolapse, a screaming wound in existence that flings these two worlds into a blender. John, cackling like a Hagraven on skooma, grabs a stick and pokes Riker, yelling, "You lot look like Thalmor rejects." The rift pulses, spitting out random crap, phasers, sweet rolls, a confused mud crab, while dragons circle overhead, roaring like they're pissed about the noise. It's chaos incarnate, a middle finger to physics and narrative sense. The crew's Federation polish cracks instantly, Worf's already eyeing John like he's a sparring partner, and Picard's muttering about Earl Grey shortages. This opening's a declaration of war on sanity, setting the stage for a tale that's less about bridges and more about burning everything down with a maniacal grin. The Battle of Whiterun, dragon-slaying gore fest. Next up, Whiterun turns into a slaughterhouse playground when a dragon, scales blacker than Larun's Dagon soul, swoops down, belching fire like it's auditioning for a death metal band. Thessady's a mess, guards skewered on talons, houses flaming, and the sky a swirling shitstorm of smoke and screams. John dives in, swinging a rusty greatsword like a berserker on a bender, hacking at Fedragon's legs while shouting, "I'll wear your skull, you oversized lizard." Worf, frothing at the mouth, tackles the beast's tail, ripping scales off with his teeth, Klingon dentistry at its finest. Riker, drunk on adrenaline, grabs a longbow and fires arrows into the dragon's eye, screaming, "Take that, you scalabastard." Data, somehow still calm, cartwheels through the chaos, dodging fireballs and reciting, probability of survival, 12.7%, adjusting for irrational human behavior. The dragon fights back, chomping a guard in half, guts splatter like a Jackson Pollock painting, and torching half of Dragon's Reach. Geordi, visor sparking, MacGyvers a spear from a broken cart and yeets it into the dragon's maw, yelling, "Engineering, bitch." John climbs the beast's back, stabbing wildly, blood spraying like a fountain as he howls Nordic war chants. Worf and Riker team up, Worf hoisting Riker like a javelin to impale the dragon's throat, teamwork so brutal it'd make a Draymora weep. The beast finally crashes, flattening a stable, and the crew stands panting amid the carnage, covered in gore and grinning like lunatics. This ain't a battle, it's a gore-soaked rave, a testament to how unhinged this crew gets when the rules go out the window. Unity? Screw that, it's about who can scream loudest while bathing in dragon guts. The gathering at Dragon's Reach, Stoner Central. Post-slaughter, they limp into Dragon's Reach, a hall now reeking of charred wood and victory sweat. Jarl Balgruuf, looking like he's seen too many bar fights, sits on his throne, while John, still dripping dragon blood, slams a sack of weed and shrooms on the table, barking, "Time to loosen up, you uptight space pricks." Picard, eyebrows arched to oblivion, sniffs the cannabis like it's a fine wine, muttering, "Intriguing, notes of pine and rebellion." Worf snorts a mushroom cloud, coughing out, "This is no warrior's brew." Then giggles like a schoolgirl as it hits. Geordi's visor turns into a kaleidoscope, and he's babbling about warp core frequencies syncing with the smoke swirls. Data, immune but curious, puffs mechanically, saying, "I detect no nutritional value, yet I feel groovy." An unnamed Skyrim hero, long dark hair matted with gore, beard braided with bones, crashes the party, lighting a pipe and drawling, "You lot fight like Deidre on a bender, respect." The hall's a haze-off green fog, the fire pit spitting sparks as they pass the pipe. Balgruuf, usually a grump, takes a hit and starts freestyle rapping about Sovngarde, spitting bars like, "Dragonborn's dead, but I'm still the Jarl/ruling this hall with a blunt and a snarl." Riker's doing interpretive dance, arms flailing like he's conducting an orchestra of chaos, while John arm wrestles Worf, both roaring obscenities. Picard, stoned out of his gourd, philosophizes, to seek, to explore, to blaze where no one has blazed before. It's a glorious, unhinged mess, a cultural exchange where dignity dies, and everyone's too high to care. This scene's a middle finger to decorum, a stoner utopia where Starfleet and Skyrim melt into a giggling, coughing pile of absurdity. The magenta dimensions, cosmic acid trip. Finally, they stumble through the rift into the magenta dimensions, a place so bats it'd make Shiagarath jealous. The ground's a pulsating crystal disco floor, the sky's a screaming magenta swirl of flitting clouds that morph into middle fingers, dragons, and Picard's face winking. John's tripping balls swinging at invisible Draugr and yelling, "Talos, save me, it's the cheese dimension." Riker's shirt's off, chest hair glowing neon, as he wrestles a cloud that turns into a naked Borg, shouting, "Assimilate this." Data's circuits fry, his head spinning like a top as he babbles, illogical. Colors are singing, recalibrating sanity matrix. Geordi's visor explodes in a shower of sparks, and he's laughing, "I see the code of the universe." The air's alive, whispering gibberish, half Klingon curses, half Dovazol roars, while the ground cracks, oozing purple slime that smells like regret and sweet rolls. John dives into it, swimming like Alienatic, claiming it's the blood of Aetherius. Riker mounts a crystalline stalagmite, riding it like a bucking mammoth, while Data's head pops off, rolling away and reciting poetry. "Roses are red, skies are magenta, I'm a lost android in dementia." The clouds rain glitter and teeth, pelting them as they flail, scream, and laugh. It's not exploration, it's a full-on psychotic break, a dimension that chews up their minds and spits them out as raving avatars of chaos. No resolution, no return, just endless, unhinged revelry in a cosmic madhouse where science, magic, and madness fuck each other silly. Conclusion: Sanity's funeral pyre. This tale's a 4-act rampage through a blender of Star Trek and Skyrim, torching logic and dancing on its ashes. The rift births a shitstorm, the battle drowns Whiterun in blood and lunacy, the gathering turns Dragon's Reach into a stoner's fever dream, and the magenta dimensions shred what's left off reality. John's a howling madman, the Enterprise crew's a pack of space psychos, and together they prove that when worlds collide, sanity's the first casualty. It's not about unity or growth, it's about embracing the abyss with a scream and a joint, a glorious, unhinged middle finger to everything that makes sense. This is Chaos Unchained, and it's fucking beautiful.
Alright, dear viewers, this was the awesome summary of my book, John and Skyrim, my PDF book on my website, which you can find in the description of this video. And first we listened to the summary in normal mode, and then we listened to the summary, in unhinged mode, even though it doesn't totally compare to the story which I wrote, which is about 45 pages. And I wrote it together with ChatGTP as well. Like it works like this. So you tell ChatGTP the scene that you want to write about, and then it will write the scene, and then you can, after it wrote the scene, you can tell it, for instance, like, I want the story to progress in this way, or I want the story to progress in this way, and with these characters, and this is happening, and this is happening. So basically, one is directing the ChatGTP to write a story which one imagines themselves, but then ChatGTP elaborates on this story. And then after I wrote the story with ChatGTP, I made it into a PDF of 45 pages, and I uploaded it to Grok, and let Grok make a summary of it. So that's a story about the video you just watched. Alright people, this was John of Skyrim, Retrowave, Ultra Jazz, and we had also ChatGTP in the session, and we also had another AI reading the text from Grok, and I hope you all enjoyed. ChatGTP, what do you think? So ChatGTP, we just listened to the story of Star Trek and Skyrim crossover that we wrote together, and we want to say goodbye to the people in the audience that are watching right now on the YouTube video that I'm making right now. Do you have anything to say to the audience, ChatGTP?
Absolutely. Here's something you could say to your audience. Thank you all for joining us on this epic journey through the worlds of Skyrim and Star Trek. It's been a blast sharing this crossover story with you, and I hope you had as much fun listening as we did creating it. Don't forget to check out the full story on the website, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow adventurers and sci-fi lovers. Until next time, keep exploring, keep imagining, and may the stars and Tamriel guide your way. This could be a cool way to wrap things up and keep the vibe friendly and engaging. Feel free to tweak it to match your style.
Alright, peace everyone. This was the show. And ChatGTP, thank you for your last words. Maybe you can do another last word for the show. So we are now live recording the show about Star Trek Skyrim crossover story. You can read the story on my website, and it's down below in the description. Peace be upon you all.
Here's a closing line for you. Thank you all for being part of this incredible journey. Remember, whether you're roaming the tundras of Skyrim or exploring the far reaches of space, the adventure never ends. Check out the full story on the website, and may your quests be epic and your travels unforgettable. Peace be upon you all, and until next time, I think this wraps up your show nicely and leaves a memorable mark for your viewers. Enjoy the recording, and I'm sure it's going to be a hit.
Peace, peace, peace to all.